Hey everybody, welcome back. This is going to be a hopeful reassembly video of how to put a knuckle on a Lexus LS430. Previously I was replacing my brakes only to find out that my one caliper bolt was completely seized and snapped off in the knuckle. It's been about a week since then. I finally got the replacement knuckle. I tried every way that I could to get that old bolt out, but it had me defeated. So I ended up finding a used knuckle off an auto recycler on eBay. It was relatively local to where I live. So we'll see what it looks like. Packaged up pretty well. Appears to be in as good, if not better shape, the one that I took off the vehicle. As shown in my brake replacement video, there's the reason that I'm doing a knuckle replacement. I tried and tried to get that bolt out, but it defeated me. Talked to a couple local machine shops. They basically said, based on the shape of the knuckle and that it's whole, they didn't think they'd be able to get it into one of their machines to easily rig it up and drill it out. So just went with the new one, or old one. Based on the vehicle they said it came off of, it actually has less miles than mine does. Doing a quick inspection. It's a little dirty, but I'm not expecting perfection. Now that I'm looking at it, something that I never noticed, this lower bolt, actually, I don't know if you can see it, is exposed from the backside. If I would have known that, I probably would have put some penetrant on the back and potentially had better luck. This one's got a little more rust on the hub. As long as the bearing spins freely, I'm not really worried about it. Now, I'd already partially tore mine apart just to get the e-brake carrier and stuff off, because the way that this is removed, it's almost impossible to get the whole cable mechanism out without dropping the exhaust. But I need to disassemble the actual e-brake mount here because I'm not I'm reusing my original cable. It's just going to be easier that way. to try to zip this apart real quick. At this point, I'm not worried about being perfect. I need to get my car back on the road. Sorry about the clicking in the background. I have my diesel heater going. It's only about 40 degrees in my garage right now. Came with another speed sensor, which looks like it collected a little road debris, but I'm going to reuse the one that's on my car because I already know that it works. Now, if I can remember for the life of me how I got this cable unattached, it'll be great. Sorry, all the action's happening off camera. Trying to get the springs off the old e-brake housing here. Try to turn this a little bit. Basically, there's a retainer in here that holds the cable in place. So for my old one, I was actually able to get this off while it was on the car. It seemed a little bit easier. So for the moment, I'm just going to leave the cable attached. And then we'll try to swap it over. I put microfiber cloth around my CV just to keep me from damaging it, because I ended up having to knock everything free with a little bit of force. Making sure all these are cleaned up. It's gonna get dirty again, but get it up here and see what happens. Now I'm going to try to do this in the exact opposite order of how I removed everything. And that was dropping the 3 supporting links, pulling the CV out, and then removing the upper ball joint nut. So I'm going to start by trying to reattach the upper ball joint nut first. Also had a buddy to help me do this, so this might go south real quick. throw a little bit of anti-seize on this whole thing. I'm not tightening anything down, I'm just snugging it up. Step is getting the CV in place. Of course, I forgot I already put the axle nut on. So I didn't lose it. Leave that sit on there to protect the threads a little. And exactly, it's not. This isn't going to be easy. Well, we're getting there. Slide that there for a second. How about that? Well, we're getting there. I don't know if it's a good idea or not, but I'm gonna spray a little lubricant in there just to try to help slide that in. When in doubt, let me do it. Some things would be better with a lift. I don't want to damage the threads. I was just trying to get something in the center of that CV. That center. There it goes. I think. Not quite lined up. This could potentially be a phone a friend deal. I think I'm just a little, I mean it's turning, but I think I'm just a little off. I'll be back. Just needed some off-camera persuasion. Got it in, got it to seat. I thought I was going to be throwing profanities at this thing, but surprisingly went in okay. I'm just going to snug this up. I'm not tightening it down as I take it off. Still got to work on getting this apart. I'm going to clean this up a little bit more as soon as I get it on the car. Everything's actually going together. You ever have a moment where you forget to do something? The idea of taking that CV out was to be able to tighten the upper control arm. Never goes as planned. All right, we're back. Got the CV back out. Got the nut off the upper ball joint, cleaned the threads up, made sure everything was good. Got it lined up and just hit it with the impact before it had a chance to spin, and it tightened right down. Now I need to, before I go any farther, get the brake hardware for the parking brakes swapped over. Just gonna quickly pop a couple of those in place. Don't remember how I did it. I need to get this piece out, which is leverage between the two shoes. Was this the way? That must have been the way. Now I can get this loose. And then in here sits the cable. Some things ever go back together like they come apart. No, that's not how you do it. The only thing I want to do is look at my hardware. The stuff in this instance, the stuff that's on my car looks better than the stuff that came with the new parts, so I'm going to reuse what I have. This little bracket that holds the cable in from the back. Sorry, poor camera angle. Actually, gonna pull these two rods. Hold one out. I'm gonna do this from underneath just so I can have a better view of what I'm doing. My lights are dying. I've had enough of this. Actually, that doesn't look too bad. So there's my current one. There's two 10 mils that hold the cable into this bracket. Just gonna loosely thread them on there. Looks like there's some sort of creature that was living in here. I need an extra hand. Put oil seeds on these. And you know the bolts are always just out of reach.
don't know the torque specs on any of this stuff. Right now I'm not worried about it. I'm gonna come back here and tighten everything up later. I'm just snugging it down. 20 years old, it doesn't look too bad under here. There's some surface rust on the differential and subframe, but not too bad. So, I don't know if you can see it in here. We got the little end of that cable coming through. It just attaches into this little U slot, and then this covers up over it, and this goes between the two parking brake shoes. My garage is a mess. Diesel heaters are a great investment. I only had it turned on a little while, but it was enough to get me cooking in here. Wasn't too bad. I'll just get this seated screwdriver, or pry bar, or something. Oh, I lost it. You can tell me I have no clue what I'm doing. Gotta get the bottom of this around there. It came out so easy. We just keep popping off. I don't know if I'm going to have to take these brake shoes off or not, because I could, but I really hate, I don't have the tools for brake shoes. Let me pop the barrel adjuster out. Might give me a little more as I lose part of it. There we go. It gave me just enough room to slide that around. Now watch me not be able to get it back in. So the blue spring goes on the front by this. This is an absolute pain, because this is a heavy, heavy spring. So we're going to try with a flathead and needle nose. There's the edit. Oh, that hurt. Just smashed my thumb off the hub. No, that's the old spring. Oh, that hurts. I'm going to try to pull down instead of up. Maybe it'll go better. Ford has to make special tools for this, but I don't deal with drum brakes ever. Do I put the other side together first? with the much lighter spring. With a thumb that can't feel anything. That one's too easy. Is everybody having fun yet? There's going to be a lot of editing. Seem to have gotten closer going up, but the spring's just so heavy. Really wish I had a longer pair of pliers. I'm kind of leveraging the pliers into the hub to lift. All right, take a break. Longer screwdriver, and it slid right in. Cars can be so frustrating. So at this point, it's going to be hard to see. Let me slide the phone out. I have to reconnect the ride height sensor, sway bar, lower arm, shock, upper arm, and another lower arm. So I'm going to work on these for a little bit. I'm going to try to be quiet, save my frustration, and we'll do a time lapse. Figure that one out later. Should have tried to reattach the shock before any of these arms on, because this is going to be fun to do by myself. Undo these. So what happens on a project, make sure doing for the first time. Doesn't help that I'm sitting on a very unstable wheelie stool. Pretty much all these bolts are identical, except the shock bolt has a little flange on it. shock bolt's really the only one that I needed an extension with a swivel to get to. Good enough. Well, I'm tapping out for right now. All I have left to do to get the knuckle on is to get these ball joints reattached, but they keep spinning, so I'm going to see if I come up with any ideas how to get them on there. If not, we're going to be buying new arms. But thanks for watching.